Hello everyone and welcome to Kiki Crocheting. Today I would like to share with you my excitement because we found the most useful bag that's ever been. And what do I mean with the most useful bag is that you can wear it as a regular bag, and with 2 easy steps you can make it a backpack. So let's go ahead and see how to do that. So see how we have the 2 regular links on the chain to hold it. We also have those 2 quick release links, which by putting it on the one link and on the other that's under on the base of the bag, we make it instantly into a backpack. So those materials you'll find in the Magenta Arty Workshop online store that's here in Greece, and you can order online and they send worldwide. Before we start, I want to show you the material. So this is made out of synthetic leather, the belt and the base as well, which already has a lining by itself, and you don't need to do anything else on the base. So it's already thick enough and hard enough to hold the weight that you want to add on your bag. So as I mentioned, this is synthetic leather. It's thick, but it's also bending very easily, so you have a practical bag. I'm using a 3mm cord, and see, without adding anything else inside as a lining, it stands by itself. Okay? I've already taken it to the playground with my daughter. We've added water, baby wipes, and all the things that you take with you on the playground. And it's still standing, nothing's happened to it. And I think that even if I torture it even more, that nothing will happen to this bag because the materials are the best quality that you'll find. So let's go ahead and see how to work this bag step by step. The material that I'm going to use is this 3mm rope, which is 300 grams and 150 meters each one. I'm using synthetic leather, which already has the holes for us to crochet on, and it has the links so we can make the bag. We can also make it a backpack, and this is a design that you're only going to find in the Magenta Arty Workshop store here in Greece, and you can order online your material if you like it. And in the end, we are going to attach the belt once we finish crocheting our bag. We are going to sew our bag right on here on the holes of the belt. Okay? So this is the outside and the inside. It's synthetic leather as well. So let's go ahead and see how to start. Okay? We're going to start with the base. And this is the right side, and this is the wrong side. This is going to be the inside of our bag. So we're going to start by creating the beginning chains for our bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a 3mm crochet hook to begin with, and then we're going to use a 5mm crochet hook to continue from there on. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our crochet hook from the correct side, from the right side. Okay, choose one hole, doesn't matter which hole you start from. So put your hook, it's going to go from the right side, from the front side to the back. Okay, grab the rope and take it carefully through the hole. Okay, now we're going to work going on the right side. So now every time we're going to be putting our hook from the front to the back, grab the rope from the back side and pull it through the hole and through the chain. Okay? Now pull your chain, pull your loop as much as you need to reach the next hole. Put your hook from the front to the back, grab the rope from the back, take it through the hole, pull it through the hole, and then pull it through the loop. Now pull the loop as much as you need to reach the next hole. Put your hook from the front to the back, grab the rope from the back, pull it through the hole and through the loop. Now pull the loop as much as you need to reach the next hole. Put your hook through the hole from the front to the back, pull the rope from the back, through the hole and through the loop. Okay, and this is how you're going to continue up until you complete the whole row, and this is going to be the same thing as the beginning chain for our bag. It's a little difficult because we're crocheting a thick rope which is supposed to be crocheted with a 5mm crochet hook with a 3mm one, just so we can we can crochet it through the holes. This is only for one row. Okay, just be a little patient, and up until we complete all of the row, just take your hook from the front to the back, grab the rope from the back, pull it through the hole and through the loop. Keep repeating the same step up until you reach the last hole. Once you reach the last hole, I'm going to turn the video back on and see how to complete this row and how to continue from here on. I've completed crocheting clockwise all around in each hole in the base of my bag. Okay, so I have no more holes left to crochet through. So what we're going to do now, we are going to cut the rope and pull the loop through the chain. Okay, and now we're going to do the finishing stitch. So take the piece of the yarn that you just cut, put your hook under the beginning chain, grab the rope and pull it under the chain. Okay, now take your crochet hook through the last hole that we crocheted through. Okay, so from the back to the front, put your hook through the hole, but you also want it to go through the middle of the stitch, through the middle of the chain. Okay, now grab the yarn and pull it under through the hole carefully. Okay, so by doing this, we created the last chain stitch for the base. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a knot. Okay, so now we're going to crochet around in each chain stitch that we created. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to start. Okay, so now we're going to start row 1. The first row that we started over here does not count as a row because it's the same thing as if we were doing the beginning chain of a crochet project. So these are our chains, and now we're going to start by crocheting the first row. I'm going to attach the rope in this chain over here. It doesn't matter where you start on your bag, okay? So we always want to put our hook under the chain, pulling up both loops. So now take the rope, grab the rope, pull it under the chain stitch, okay, and chain 1. Now put your hook under the same chain stitch, grab the rope, pull it under the same chain stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through both loops to create your first single crochet. Again, put your hook under the same chain stitch, grab the rope, pull it under the chain, grab the yarn and pull it through both loops to create your second single crochet on the same stitch. So what we want to do in this row is, and up until we complete crocheting all around the base, we want to create increases with single crochet, and we're using single crochet so our bag is hard enough in the bottom and the stitches are not going to get loose, so our bag is not going to look messy in the end. Okay, so we always start with single crochet and up until you reach the corner of the base around, we want to create increases with single crochet. After you complete creating your single crochet all around the base, after that you can create any stitch that you prefer on your bag. But up until here on the corner around, we want to create some increases, and the reason we're doing this and we're not starting with one single crochet in every stitch is because your stitches are going to be too tight and the base is going to be pointing out of your bag, and your bag is going to come narrow on your base as you go through, and it's going to look very ugly. So starting row 1, we want to crochet 2 single crochet under each chain stitch. So let's go ahead in the second stitch, put your hook under the second chain. You always want to put your hook under both loops, grab the rope, pull it under, grab the yarn, pull it through both loops. Same chain stitch, put your hook under, grab the rope, pull it under the chain, grab the yarn, pull through both loops. So we just created 2 single crochet in the next chain stitch as well. Next chain stitch, put your hook under the chain, grab the rope, grab the yarn, pull through both loops. Now in the same stitch, put your hook under, grab the rope and pull through both loops. So we created 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Now in the next chain, put your hook under, grab the rope, pull it through the chain, grab the yarn, pull through 2 loops. Now in the same chain stitch, put your hook under, grab the rope and pull through both loops. So keep crocheting 2 single crochet around up until the last chain stitch. Once I reach the last chain stitch, I'm going to turn my video back on and see how to continue from there on. I've completed the first row of single crochet and I have a total of 80 stitches around. This was the most difficult row for the whole process, for the whole purse, because we're crocheting under the chain stitches that we created, which were tight. Okay, so we finished one of the hardest parts of the bag. Now what we're gonna do is we want to keep making a few increases around as we go through our bag. So what I want to do about here where the curves of the corner begin, I want to add stitch markers to make increases. So what I want to do, and this is an approximate procedure that you're going to do. Okay, so the corner is about here, so with your fingernail go up here, and this is where you're going to add your first stitch marker. Now count 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is where you're going to add the second stitch marker. So this is our first corner. Now we're going to go into the second corner. Right about here we are going to add the stitch marker and then count 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and add the second one. So this is my second corner. Okay, so everywhere we put the stitch markers, we're going to create increases. Now, this is our next corner, so right about here, we're going to add our first stitch marker. Then count 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and add your second stitch marker. Okay, and the last corner, the curve is about here. So this is the stitch from the back going to the front. So somewhere about here is our next increase, and then count 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and add your last stitch marker. So I'm adding a string of yarn because I've lost my other stitch markers. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work in continuous rounds up until we complete working the single crochet around here. Okay, so I'm not going to work a slip stitch in the beginning of the row. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start crocheting a single crochet from the first single crochet of the row that I've just completed. Okay, so row 1 had 80 stitches. In row 2 we're going to have a total of 88 single crochet. So starting from the first stitch, work 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Now the next stitch has the stitch marker, so we're going to make 2 single crochet in the same stitch. One, and 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Two. Now 1 single crochet in every stitch up until we reach the next stitch marker. One single crochet in the next stitch as well. 1 single crochet in the next stitch as well. Now right here we have the stitch marker, so we're going to work 2 single crochet in the same stitch to keep the increase for the corner. 1, 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, so see how we keep having a straight edge right over here. So keep crocheting 1 single crochet around, 2 single crochet in every stitch marker, and before I finish row 2, I'm going to turn the video and see how to complete and how to start row 3. I've completed row 2 with a total of 88 stitches. Now what I want to do is I want to work a few more increases, and this time only in the corners. So I'm going to work 1 increase here, 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 and here. So turning my base upside down, right over here is the corner of the base. Now right here, this is the stitch that's right in the corner. So here's where I'm going to work my first increase. Now again, on the other corner, in the next corner, this is the corner right here, and this is the stitch right here that's right in the corner of the base. So here's where we're gonna attach our next stitch marker. Now this is our next corner over here, so going up, this is the stitch in the corner, and next this is the corner right here, So right up here is the stitch that stands right in the corner over here. So in every corner we are going to work 2 single crochet, okay, in every corner. So in row 2 I had a total of 88 stitches. In the end of row 3 I'm going to have a total of 92 stitches. Now if you're afraid that you're going to get confused to which is the last stitch of the row, you can add a stitch marker in the last stitch of the row, so you know that every time you reach right here that it's the last stitch, or you know that you have the last stitch by looking at the yarn that you have right here where you started at. So you can add a stitch marker just in case you're afraid that you're going to get confused. So starting from the first stitch, I'm going to work 1 single crochet. Again, we're working in continuous rounds. Next stitch, I'm going to work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, one single crochet in the next stitch, and in the next stitch we have our stitch marker. So take out the stitch marker and work 2 single crochet in the same stitch, 1 and a second single crochet right in the same stitch. Now keep working 1 single crochet, and every time you reach your stitch markers, work 2 single crochet in that very same stitch with a total of 92 stitches around. I've completed row 3 with a total of 92 single crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to crochet the last row for the base, and after that you can choose any stitch that you prefer to make your bag. So what we're going to do now, in the 4th and last row for the base, we're going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch. And see how I mentioned at the beginning that as long as we're making those increases, the base remains flat. So now we're going to start crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch for a total of 92 stitches, starting from the first single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch around for a total of 92 single crochet. I've completed the 4th and last row for the base, and you can add your stitch marker so you know that this is your last stitch so you don't get confused. So now we're going to start creating the stitch. The stitch that I'm going to make, it's going to seem a little like a swirl on the back. Okay, so what we're going to do in row 5, we are going to make a half double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet. In the next stitch, a half double crochet, in the next one, a double crochet, and we are going to continue around. Okay, so 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, 1 double crochet in the next one, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next one, and keep repeating this pattern around. So you're going to work interchangeably. A half double crochet, then a double crochet, half double crochet, and keep working around. And from now on, our bag is going to start building up, since we're crocheting 1 double crochet in every stitch from now on. I've completed the first row for the design for the pattern that I want to make. Okay, the last stitch that I've made is a half double crochet. Now the next stitch, which is the first stitch for this row, for the next row, for row number 5, is going to be a double crochet. Okay, the first stitch is going to be a regular double crochet. Now the next stitch is a double crochet, the one that we made in the previous row. So on top of every double crochet, I am going to make one half double crochet. Okay, so on top of the double crochet, we're going to create one half double crochet. Now on the same stitch, because I want to make a swirl stitch, I am going to work a front post double crochet on the very same stitch that I just made the half double crochet. Once we do that, we're going to skip over the next stitch and we're going to go into the next one, which is the double crochet again. Because if I make the front post double crochet over here and then I crochet on top of the half double crochet, it's going to seem as if we're making increases. So what we're really doing is 2 stitches on top of every stitch, and we are always skipping the half double crochet. Okay, so on this very same stitch that I made the double crochet, we're going to work a front post double crochet. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side of the stitch, to the front again on the left side. So this is going to make diagonal front post double crochet. Okay, so put your hook from the front to the back of the right side, to the front again on the left side, and work a double crochet. Okay, now skip over the half double crochet and put your hook in the next stitch, which is the double crochet. Put your hook in the stitch and work one half double crochet. Now on the very same stitch, we're going to work a front post double crochet. So we're going to put our hook from the front to the back on the right side of the stitch, to the front again on the left side. So in the very same stitch, put your hook from the front to the back on the right side, to the front again on the left side, and work a double crochet. So this is how you're going to work the pattern all around. Now skip over the next stitch, which is the half double crochet, and put your hook in the next one, which is the double crochet, and work one half double crochet. Okay, now in the very same stitch, work one double crochet, one front post double crochet. So you want to put your hook from the front to the back of the right side of the stitch, to the front again of the left side, and work a double crochet. Now skip the next stitch, which is the half double crochet, and put your hook in the next one, which is the double crochet, and work one half double crochet. Now in the very same stitch, we want to work the front post double crochet. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side, to the front again on the left side, and work your double crochet. Okay, skip the next stitch, which is the half double crochet, and put your hook in the next one on top of the double crochet, and work one half double crochet. Okay, on the very same stitch, work a front post double crochet as well. Okay, so keep repeating this pattern around. So we are always skipping over the half double crochet, and inside the double crochet work 1 half double crochet and work a front post double crochet, and we want to work it all around our bag. I've completed crocheting this row, and this is how my work looks like so far. So what I'm gonna do now, this stitch right here is the first double crochet of the row that I just completed. Remember when I said that this is the only time that I'm going to crochet a regular double crochet on top of the stitch? So from here on, I am going to work a front post here to pull it outwards, and from here on every front post double crochet we're going to be working 1 half double crochet, and we're going to be working a front post double crochet in the same stitch. Next stitch, half double crochet and front post double crochet in the same stitch. We never going to crochet on the half double crochet that we make. We are only going to be crocheting on the front post double crochet. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the new row. So this is the double crochet that we began the previous row. So work 1 half double crochet and a front post double crochet on the same stitch. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side, to the front again on the left side, and work the double crochet. Jump over to the next front post double crochet and work 1 half double crochet and 1 front post double crochet on the same stitch. So put your hook from the front to the back on the right side of the stitch, to the front again on the left side, and work a double crochet. Now on to the next stitch. On the next front post double crochet, work 1 half double crochet and a front post double crochet on the same stitch. Okay, so keep repeating the pattern around, and this is how we're gonna work the whole bag up until we finish up. Okay, so always on the front post double crochet we always make 1 half double crochet, front post, half double crochet, front post in the same stitch, half double crochet, front post double crochet on the same stitch, all around up until you complete this row as well. I've completed this row as well, and this is how my bag looks like so far. Now, up until we reach the total height that we prefer, we keep crocheting the same exact pattern. So on every front post double crochet, we always work 1 half double crochet, front post double crochet in the same stitch. Jump over to the next front post double crochet, 1 half double crochet, front post double crochet in the same stitch. Jump over to the next front post double crochet, work 1 half double crochet and a front post double crochet in the same stitch, and you work this pattern all around your rows up until you reach the total preferred height. When I finish, I'm going to turn my video back on and see what we're going to do in the finishing rows and how we're going to attach the belt in the end. I've completed crocheting the basic part of my bag, and this is how it looks like so far. It's a total of 20 centimeters long. Okay, so starting from the base up to the top over here, it's 20 centimeters. What we're gonna do now, in order to finish our bag, we're gonna go ahead and work a few rows of single crochet around. This way, we're gonna have steady stitches around in order to attach, in order to sew the belt in the end. So this is my last stitch. I used a stitch marker, and we're gonna work one single crochet in every stitch. We're not working any front posts or anything anymore, and we're doing one stitch in every stitch. So right here in the half double crochet, work a single crochet. Next stitch on the double crochet, work a single crochet. Right here in the half double crochet, work a single crochet. In the double crochet, work a single crochet. In the half double crochet, work a single crochet. In the double crochet, work a single crochet. So keep working this pattern around, one single crochet in every stitch up until you reach your stitch marker. I finished my first row of single crochet. I took out the stitch marker, I made my last single crochet and put the stitch marker again on my last stitch. Now from here on, we want to make a few more rows with single crochet so we have a little belt so we can adjust the belt that we're going to sew on in the end. So I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to crochet a few more rows of single crochet. When I turn the video on, I'm going to mention how many rows I made, and we're going to see how to finish off our bag. I've completed crocheting. I worked a total of 3 rows of single crochet, the first row that we started together and an extra 2 rows off camera. So now I'm going to put my hook in the first stitch for this row, and I'm going to work a slip stitch and a chain 1. Cut the yarn, pull the loop and tighten up. So we've completed crocheting our bag, and what we're going to do now is we're going to sew the belt on our bag. So now that I've completed, what I want to show is that when we adjust the belt on our bag, we want the opening of the bag from the one side to the other to be as wide as when we have the belt stretched out. So see how it's almost exactly the same width from the one side to the other. This way the belt is going to adjust perfectly on our bag. We want it to be as wide as the belt, and even if the bag is a little wider, it doesn't matter. What we do not want to make is a narrow bag and adjust it on a wide belt. This way you're going to have a very narrow bag, and it's going to look very ugly, because when you're going to try to open your bag, you're going to have a very wide top part which is going to try to open up on a very narrow bottom of a bag. So you want the width to be as wide as the belt, and even if it's a little wider your bag, it doesn't matter. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put the belt inside the bag and sew it around on the holes. So let's go ahead and see how we're going to do that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to sew the belt on our bag. So the belt is like this. Okay, so I open it up, I stretch it out, and I make sure that I want the 2 holes that the bag handles are coming out, I want them to be adjusted the one top of the other. Okay, I want them to be aligned. So when they are aligned, I place the belt inside the bag. Okay, now what we're going to do, and I'm going to do this off camera because it's difficult now to try to maneuver the bag under the camera because the bag has gotten big. Okay, so what I'm going to do off camera, I am going to attach a string of yarn onto 4 different places on my bag in order to hold the belt on the bag on the right place for me to stitch it, to go ahead and sew it in the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the string of yarn and take it through 2 holes and a stitch on the bag, Same thing right here in the front, on the other side, and on the back of the bag, because I want it, as I sew, sometimes our work tends to move rightwards or leftwards, and this way the belt is going to go out of where it's supposed to get sewed. So you do not want to have the handles coming out from the side of your bag. So this is why we're going to attach a string of yarn in 4 different places on our bag. So as we sew, and the belt stays where it is. Okay, so I'm going to do this off camera, and when I turn the video back on, we're going to start stitching. I've marked my stitches, and now it's time to go ahead and sew the belt on our bag. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stitching the holes to my work, and see how right here, this is the first row of single crochet. Well, it was the last one to crochet, but it's the first one over here. I'm not going to be putting my needle in the first row. I'm going to be putting my needle in the stitches of the second row, and I'm not going to be putting my needle in every single stitch. The holes on the belt are going to help me to where I'm going to be stitching. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. Starting from the inside out. Okay, starting from the inside out, put your needle through a hole on the belt. And now stretch out your bag and put your needle through the hole of the stitch that this aligns to. Okay, now see where your next hole is over here on the belt. Now from the outside through the inside, put your needle in the stitch that aligns with the next hole, and put your needle through the hole as well, and tighten up. Now go ahead into the next hole of the belt and pull it through the stitch that this aligns to. So see, this is the hole on the belt, and this is the stitch that it aligns to. So put the needle through that stitch. Okay, so this is how our work looks like so far. So keep stitching around up until you finish stitching all the stitches through the holes. So as this looks like, we're skipping every 2 stitches to go to the next hole. So just keep stitching, trying to line up the stitch from the outside through the hole of the belt. So you're going from the outside to the inside, and then from the inside to the outside, all the way around. I finished sewing my bag, and what I did over here on the last stitch that I had to go upwards, I put my needle in the next stitch of the single crochet over here and brought my needle down again in the same stitch right here, because I wanted to be in the stitch previous to the one from where I started. This way, firstly I'm going to make sure that it's very tight, all of my stitches. I am going to tie a knot. Okay. So this is how our bag looks like so far. Okay, So it's completed. So now let's go ahead and see how to attach the links so we can have a 2-in-1 bag. We can make it as a regular bag or we can use it as a backpack. So let's go ahead and see how to do that. Now let's go ahead and see how with 2 easy steps we are going to create a backpack with those quick release links. Snap on the one side and on the other side as well, and our backpack is ready. Now with 2 easy steps again, you can remove those quick release links and you have a regular bag. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you like the video, please press like and leave a comment. I would also like to thank the shop Magenta Artsy Workshop for sending me those materials, which you can order online and they send worldwide. So thanks again. Bye bye.